followed by sudden afternoon showers, but community's spirit seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. Emma and Jamie had made it a habit to spend their afternoons on the porch or in the small garden, greeting neighbors and helping wherever they could. One afternoon, as Emma was pruning the hydrangeas, she noticed a moving figure at the end of the street. It was Mrs. Langley, the reclusive woman who rarely spoke to anyone. Her eyes were watery, her hands trembling as she carried a small, tattered box. Emma put down her clippers and walked over. "Hello, Mrs. Langley. Do you need help with that?" Mrs. Langley hesitated, then nodded. It's my husband's old things. I can't bring myself to open it, but I thought maybe someone could help me." Emma motioned for Jamie to come over. Together, they carried the box to the porch and carefully opened it. Inside were old letters, photographs, and a small music box that had seen better days. Emma gently picked up a photograph, a black and white picture of a young couple smiling in front of a similar porch. "This is beautiful," she whispered. Mrs. Langley's lips trembled. He loved this street. But after he passed, I didn't know if anyone would care. Jamie stepped forward. "We care. All of us do. You're part of Maple Street too." For the first time in years, Mrs. Langley's eyes softened. Thank you for noticing." That night, Emma wrote in her notebook, "Some people have been forgotten, not because they are unworthy, but because the world forgot to look. We can be the ones who look, and that is enough." Meanwhile, Jamie was learning something more than just gardening and neighborly kindness. He began to see that strength wasn't about being the fastest, the loudest, or even the toughest. It was about showing up for people, noticing their pain, and offering care when no one else would. School, however, continued to be a challenge. Bullies still whispered, still tripped him in the hallways, still laughed when he stumbled over words. But Jamie was changing. Emma had shown him that strength could be quiet, and he began responding not with anger, but with subtle acts of courage. One afternoon, a group of boys cornered him near the library entrance. Jamie's heart raced. He was about to freeze when he remembered the stories Emma had written in her notebook, the ordinary heroes who quietly made the world better. He straightened his shoulders, took a deep breath, and spoke clearly. "I don't want to fight. I just want to read my book and go home." The boys hesitated. It wasn't loud or aggressive, it was calm, resolute, the kind of strength that came from inner confidence rather than brute force. Slowly, they backed away, muttering under their breath. Jamie walked into the library, heart pounding but proud. When he returned home that evening, Emma noticed the slight difference in his posture. "You were brave today," she said. Jamie shrugged. "I just remembered what you said. Strength isn't always loud." The rest of the week was filled with small victories. The neighbors started to take notice of Jamie's growing confidence. He helped Mr. Thompson carry firewood, assisted Mrs. Rivera with watering her garden, and even offered a small loaf of bread to a stray cat who had been hanging around the corner. Each act, no matter how small, became a thread in the fabric of Maple Street. And each evening, Emma and Jamie would sit on the porch, watching the sunset, reflecting on the day's little triumphs. One night, as the sky darkened and stars began to shimmer, Emma spoke softly. "You see, Jamie, this is why Maple Street is special. It's not the houses or the trees or even the flowers. It's the people. And you're becoming one of the people who makes it shine. Jamie smiled, a quiet, thoughtful smile. I think I understand now. Even small things can matter a lot. That night, the wind carried whispers of past and future kindness, wrapping the street in a gentle embrace. And as Jamie drifted to sleep, he dreamed not of monsters or fears, but of quiet streets filled with laughter, gardens that bloomed because someone noticed, and the simple, powerful warmth of being seen. A week later, Maple Street faced an unexpected test. A construction crew arrived at the far end of the block, preparing to knock down the old community park to build luxury condos. The news spread quickly, and the neighbors were shocked. The park wasn't just grass and swings, it had been the heart of their memories, the place where children played, where couples walked hand in hand, and where the community gathered for every small celebration. Emma and Jamie watched from their porch as large machines rumbled and workers shouted instructions. "They can't just take it away," Jamie muttered. His voice was tight with anger. Emma placed a hand on his shoulder. "I know. But maybe we can do something about it. Small actions can ripple into big change, remember." Over the next few days, Maple Street residents began organizing. MRS. Rivera created flyers, Mr. Thompson called the city council, and even MRS. Langley, shy as she was, offered her old photographs of the park to demonstrate its historical value. Jamie took part in every meeting he could, standing beside Emma as she addressed officials and neighbors. One afternoon, a group of workers approached Jamie while he was sketching the park in his notebook. "You're too young to understand what's going on," one said, leaning down close. "Go home, kid." Jamie took a deep breath. He thought of the stories Emma had shared, of courage and quiet strength. "I understand more than you think," he said calmly. "This park matters to people. To us. And we're not giving up." The worker laughed, a harsh, mocking sound. "You. What can you do?" Jamie's eyes met theirs, steady and unflinching. "You'll see." Word spread quickly about Jamie's efforts. Local reporters arrived to cover the protests, and neighbors brought signs, food, and blankets for late-night vigils. Emma was proud not just of the block, but of Jamie himself. She could see the boy who had once been timid, who had feared confrontation, now standing tall, willing to fight for what mattered. Meanwhile, Jamie wrestled with inner doubts. Could he truly make a difference? Could his actions actually save the park? At night, he often lay awake, staring at the ceiling, imagining bulldozers crushing the grass, playgrounds, and trees he had grown to love. But Emma's presence was steady. One evening, she handed him a cup of hot cocoa. "Jamie, change doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it's messy, loud, and scary. But every voice counts. Every action counts. You're part of something bigger than yourself." Jamie nodded, feeling the weight lift slightly. "I think I understand. Even if I'm small, I can still make a difference." Then came the night of the big city council meeting. The community hall was packed. Residents, reporters, city officials, and even a few curious workers squeezed into every corner. Emma took Jamie's hand as they entered. The park had become a symbol of what Maple Street stood for: care, connection, and persistence. Neighbors shared stories, children who had learned to ride bikes there, elderly couples who had picnicked under the oaks, teenagers who had skated on its paths. Jamie stood on the edge of the stage, looking out at the crowd. He realized that courage wasn't always physical, it was standing up for what you loved, even when it felt scary. When it was his turn to speak, his voice trembled slightly but carried conviction. This park isn't just dirt and grass. It's where we belong. It's where our memories live. If we lose it, we lose part of ourselves. Please, don't let that happen. The room was silent. For a moment, no one moved. Then, applause began, soft at first, then swelling into a roar. The city council listened, moved not just by speeches but by the evident passion and unity of the neighborhood. By the end of the night, a decision was made: the park would remain. It would undergo renovations, yes, but it would not be replaced by condos. Jamie hugged Emma tightly, tears streaming down his face. "We did it," he whispered. Emma smiled through her own tears. "We did it together. That's the power of showing up, caring, and never giving up." The victory wasn't just about the park. It was about the community, about the small victories that reminded everyone that kindness, attention, and courage, no matter how quiet or unassuming, could ripple outward, changing lives in ways they couldn't have imagined. That night, Maple Street glowed not just with streetlights, but with the warmth of hope, friendship, and the knowledge that even in a world that often seemed indifferent, people could make a difference, one small act at a time. The weeks after the park victory were filled with subtle but meaningful changes. Maple Street was no longer just a street, it had become a living story of resilience, care, and small everyday heroism. The victory had inspired neighbors to connect in ways they hadn't before. Neighbors who once barely nodded in passing were now sharing stories, recipes, and even old family secrets. Jamie found himself at the heart of this newfound closeness. Children of various ages started visiting him at the little garden behind his house, asking questions about the plants, helping him water flowers, or simply sitting quietly, enjoying the calm presence of someone who had become their unofficial mentor. Jamie's confidence grew, not through confrontation or bragging, but through genuine care and patience. One day, a stray dog wandered into the garden, muddy and scared. Jamie knelt down slowly, speaking in soft tones. "It's okay, buddy. You're safe here." Emma joined him, holding out some water. Together, they coaxed the dog into staying, eventually finding its owners through a small community notice board. The simple act reminded Jamie that heroism didn't always come with capes, it came with patience, empathy, and follow-through. Meanwhile, Emma noticed her own sense of purpose deepen. Helping Jamie and the community had always been a part of her, but seeing him step into bravery and kindness gave her an added layer of fulfillment. She often reflected in her notebook, "Sometimes, the smallest actions echo louder than the grandest speeches. We shape the world not by force, but by noticing, caring, and acting." But life on Maple Street was never entirely calm. A small fire broke out at the edge of the neighborhood one afternoon, caused by a faulty electrical line in an abandoned lot. Smoke filled the streets, and neighbors panicked. Jamie was the first to act, ringing doors, guiding children and elders to safety, and helping Emma coordinate emergency calls. He realized that courage wasn't just about standing up to bullies or speaking at meetings, it was about acting decisively when real danger struck. The adrenaline, the fear, the responsibility, they all converged, and Jamie found a strange clarity in the chaos. He moved calmly, efficiently, and even helped an elderly neighbor, Mr. Thompson, down the stairs. By the time the fire was controlled, Jamie was exhausted, covered in soot, and breathing heavily. But there was a smile on his face. Emma handed him a damp towel. "You were incredible," she said. "You kept people safe." Jamie nodded, still catching